wasn't even me that broke it. So,
stupid. Which one do you want to look at?
I just want the drop-down menu at the moment.
Okay.
I already told you about the Illuminate room. For those that are teaching online courses, we are using the Moodle course management system. So we have our own localized course management system in which all course materials can be put in and run just like anything else, but it's central to CIRTL, so it doesn't belong to one of the particular institutions.
And these courses can be taken by anybody at Boulder for free right now. So we've got courses. How come it's not loading them?
I don't know.
Weird.
Well, Moodle you'd have to log into anyway, so.
Yeah, but it should be loading the courses. It's not, something must not be working.
Well, the courses are actually under a different drop-down.
Well, I went under the course drop-down.
But yeah, go back into the cafe. And then, like I said, we have RSS feeds. There's blogs. So anybody that gets a login to the CIRTL website actually has their own blog if they wish to use it. We're trying to encourage people to start putting up content, things that they're interested in, and then hopefully getting the community coming back and commenting on the sorts of things that we're doing. That's very much a developing project. I think the only person that blogs regularly at the moment is me. And none of mine are up there, but then you get the various posts. So we have a Twitter feed. We now have a Facebook, like everybody else on the face of the planet. I think that's about it for our outreach approaches at the moment. We've been looking into the possibilities of creating some listservs too, but we haven't done it yet. So that's sort of the outreach community, get involved. People can. There's also a couple of people that have established groups within the thing, so that's the other thing that we can do. Within our CIRTL site, you can log in and create a group for a particular topic, and that topic can either be open or closed to the community as a whole. So if you wanted to work on something as a group across the network in private first, we would have the capacity for people to do that, post information, stuff like that. Since it's an NSF-funded project and the entire idea behind it is it's an experiment, we're trying this, we're hoping that we're going to be able to reform things. We actually have a lot of evaluation tools that have been developed by the various network members, and those are available for download from our website as well. Yes?
So I know CIRTL's doing a tremendous amount of good stuff, and they've been pushing the CIRTL Cafe, CIRTL Network online for a while. I was just asking Stephanie. I think it's both a research question, but also a very pragmatic question, which is, how is it that you see people? One of the ways that this would be successful is if I knew all my community was going to be on there, right? But until that happens, it's not as successful or useful for me. So I've got to go. You just sort of alluded to that, saying you're the one who regularly logs on. So I think there's both a good research opportunity to see what it is that we can do to, what are the things that cue people to participate. I think that's what the coffee hours were about, for instance. So I guess the question is how is it that we can see this happening? And it sure strikes me that this is an interesting research study about how to create and populate networks. Now, of course, that's what Facebook was trying to do, and they were successful, but Ning was unsuccessful, right?
Right.
But Facebook is successful because of people that you already know out of the online context. And Ning, I think, is mostly successful when it's building on a context that is interpersonal.
Yeah. I mean, one thing, and beyond that, one thing that's also very true if you look at a lot of the research studies on online networks and network buildings is that shall we say, quote Clayton from last week, it's really, really hard to build them.
Right.
Trying to build these networks from scratch is really very difficult. A lot of the networks that have really been successful have been successful in a lot of ways due to very spontaneous reasons. Right. It's a topic that suddenly people found really interesting. Ooh, great, this is what I care about, this is what I'm going to be doing anyway. So that is a really good question, and it's actually been consuming very large amounts of our portal team meetings for the last several months since we launched the new site a few months before that, trying to work out how we're going to get people to do these things. So some of the things that we're looking into doing as we start transitioning into the next round of stuff and trying to expand the network are, seeking out particular individuals, seeking them out and say, hey, we hear you're really good, will you post on this? And then we can send out to the community as a whole, hey, we've got this individual posting these things, come in, read, comment on it, do those things like that.
Right.
We're also looking into the issue of doing interviews with network members around specific topics, going in, okay, we want to ask you these questions, and then we'll post them both as blog entries and potentially as sort of these Twitter interviews that people do nowadays that are kind of interesting, sort of back and forth tweeting from two different locations, and then other people can log in, and those could be stored and posted on the site as well. And then it's also going to behove those of us that are on the portal team and sort of the core things. We're going to have to go out and model the types of behaviors that we're expecting from people. We're going to have to take the effort to go out and comment on blog posts when they come out and make sure there's some form of discussion going on so that the people will come back and post again. And then hopefully as the network builds, some of this will start becoming spontaneous. And that a very important part of that is building in the tools as we create each one of these things to sort of track who's doing what, where things are coming from, and then using that to hopefully identify what's working and what's not working and where we can make better focuses of our time and our energy to continue building that network. But as a whole, are we going to be able to succeed in building this real interactive online component of CIRTL, or is the CIRTL portal eventually going to just be the point at which we're going to be exchanging information and posting things like that, and the online stuff will take place in other forms of collaborative environments? We really don't know yet.
But this picture, what I was trying to do was get the drop-down menus, which don't seem to be working, but if you watch this changing picture, this has been a class. This effective technology has been a class.
That's the next coffee hour.
This is the next coffee hour. And so the advantage of this, how many of you are grad students? Some of you. So the advantage, for example, of to a grad student is if you look at the coffee hour next time it floats back up, is it's being done by faculty at MSU, Michigan State University. And so it's an opportunity for you as grad students to hear what faculty on another campus are saying. And so it's basically, the one way to think about the CIRTL network online is that it's an opportunity for you to expand mentoring opportunities, even if they're very passive, even if you're just listening and you don't even interact, but you're getting to hear people from different places. And then if you do interact, you can, it can become more interactive depending on how much you actually want to interact with the group. It could become a project or something.
And we do have the capacity, a few of you have heard that, for those students that sort of are doing educational research and things like that, we have this capacity for what is being called the exchange program, which is whereby we can send graduate students from one campus to another campus in the CIRTL network as sort of a mock job interview type thing. You get a chance to go there, present disciplinary and education-based research talks, and get feedback from faculty at a different university and stuff.
It's up right now if you want to look at it.
Yep. We've had one exchange. This one, Jeff visited us here, physics department. So, and we have one scheduled for our campus for next semester.
Yeah, Colin is
Colin's
going
gonna do one.
in January to Michigan State, I think.
Yeah, MSU. So, and we do have the capacity to
And
do
I've been trying to get Ben to
several
go.
more.
You're working on me. It's coming. Eventually.
I know he's got to finish writing.
But yeah, and we do have funding available for a few more of those as things develop in the network. And
Yeah, we could send 5 grad students on exchanges this year. I've got $5,000 left, and it takes about $1,000 a student. So any of you grad students who are doing teaching and research projects and would like to go to Howard, Madison, Michigan State, Texas A&M, or Vanderbilt, we can set you up with an exchange visit.
And one of the other things that we're hoping that CIRTL will do, it may not seem quite as obvious in a CU Boulder where we have a community like this and things like that, is that it gives you the ability to find people who are doing very similar things to you and that you may not find on this campus. And another thing, the way we've talked about it is there may be a bunch of people on your campus that are interested in STEM education, but there might be only one person, you, on your given campus that's interested in, say, one very small subset of geology or chemistry or physics. So you can talk generally with other people, but maybe there's somebody at one of our other network campuses that's interested in that same particular thing as you are, and hopefully this will be a means by which people can start identifying those people and interacting with them.